Hey everybody, hi boot campers. I'm sniffing a little of my inspiration. Excited to be jumping on with you all here in boot camp. Congratulations again for being on the journey to really getting those tips and tools that you need to be successful. It's always exciting when we embark on a new journey and a health and wellness journey, not only for yourself and your family, but to be sharing with others is really amazing. So congratulations there. Hey, Angie. So today I really want to talk about what it takes to cross the finish line. And it is all about having the right mindset. And that is something that you can definitely work on a daily basis. You'll always hear me share that this is personal growth and development with a compensation plan. And as you continue on your path, I'm sure you're already experiencing that with some of your own fears or obstacles coming up. And being cognizant of that, recognizing that, and looking at where do we hold ourselves back and where do we push ourselves forward, and how do we do that? And, you know, looking at the bigger picture of what is it that you're creating, right? You're creating your business. You're creating who you are out there in the world and how you share your work and your passions and how you attract by doing that. So much of what we do really is attraction, people responding to our energy, to our vibe, right? And how we're showing up and what we're offering. So mindset happens to be one of those areas that we continue to grow. We continue to challenge ourselves. We continue to observe ourselves right up until the end of the end of the end. So it's exciting. And here in boot camp, we offer, you know, some of the best mindset trainings. And I know that you have recordings of not only myself, but other of our top leaders, Christy Collins, Jamie McKenzie, Laura Saciella, you know, all of these recordings that are on key components of mindset. Because without mindset, you don't cross the finish line. And what I want to share with you today is actually a practice that I've been using, and I've been blessed to actually train with the Ruizes in it. And it's called the 4 Agreements. And this is Toltec wisdom, it's basic stuff. None of this is complicated. It's actually extremely simple. And it's just remembering to be mindful of it. So I will post a graphic of the actual 4 agreements. But you may have a paper and pen and might want to take some notes down as well. But the 4 agreements basically is a way of living. It's an attitude. It's a practice. It's something, all of these things that are called practices, are because you have to keep practicing them over and over and over to not only strengthen those skills and, really get the mind in alignment, but also to, as you get stronger, to challenge yourself to take it to the next level, So every day we show up and we do our best, and that looks different, and we're going to get into that. So the first agreement really is to be impeccable with your word. And what that means is, mean what you say. And say what you mean and do what you say, because really what we have is our integrity. So when we talk about being impeccable with our word, it means, if you say to somebody, hey, I'm going to send you X, and X might be more information on a product or the business, or it might be, oh, hang on, this is what I do to that. It may be, that you're going to send a sample. Maybe that you're going to follow up with them in a particular day. Whatever it is that you say you're going to do, it's really critical when you are your business that you follow through and do that. And the second half of that, which really plays into people being able to count on your word is that you do what you say you're going to do, and you do it by when you say you're going to do it. Okay, so nothing shines brighter in our business than mastering the skill of follow-up and follow through. People will respond to you very differently when they see you actually following through. And that's because so many nowadays don't. And so you actually automatically shine just by doing what you say you're going to do, by when you say you're going to do it. And really being mindful about only saying what you really mean. Like, don't agree to do things that you are not going to do. You know, don't volunteer to show up for something. Don't offer assistance. Don't offer support if you're not prepared to follow through on that. Because being impeccable with a word really is a foundation to build as a business owner. You know, think about it. Who are those merchants that you go to? The ones that are reliable. Who are those service providers that you call on? The ones that show up when they say they're going to show up. You know, it's no different than having someone say they're coming to fix your refrigerator or whatever, and they don't show up when they say they're going to show up. You know, how does that leave you feeling? So imagine being on the other end of that as it applies to our business, right? So it's very important to only say what you mean, you know, and to use your words very carefully. Don't speak about others. Don't speak negatively about yourself. This really, often we can be our most difficult critics. So whether it's spoken word or unspoken word, you really want to be gentler, kinder, and speak words, you know, think about it, particularly on yourself, words that would, or thoughts that would lift you up. Don't, you know, think about it if someone else was saying that, or if someone else was saying that to a friend. How would you feel about that? And often you would quickly jump in and defend. So be quick to jump in and defend yourself when negative self-talk comes up. The second agreement, so the first is be impeccable with your word. And I think the strongest thing about building a business really is, the aspects of that is to do what you say you're going to do by when you say you're going to do it. Don't say you're going to do anything that you're really not going to do. Be clear. You know, it's okay. It's your business. You are the CEO of your business. We can make suggestions to you. We can show you the path. We can tell you what's worked for us, but you have to find what works for you. So be coachable, but don't say you're going to do anything that you're not going to do, because that's either going to disappoint yourself, it's going to disappoint your customer, it's going to disappoint your builder, or it's going to disappoint your upline. So just, you know, be clear about what you're agreeing to and not agreeing to. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. And this is a really tough one. And I think, honestly, boot camp is like the ground where, you know, you just get a lot of opportunities to try this one out. You know, to be challenged, to say, okay, people, you know, they may be saying no. They may be saying no to coming to your events. They may be saying no to Young Living. They may be saying no to the business. They may be saying no to the products, the oils. But what they're not doing is saying no to you. You don't need to take it personally. Nothing, anything anybody else does is because of you. It's because of them and where they are, right? The story that they're telling themselves in their life at that moment. So you don't need to take it personally. If you get somebody's voicemail, don't make up a story. You got their voicemail. That don't, you know, so often I will find, you know, we go down this path of making up this whole story of they're avoiding my calls, they're not taking my calls, they're this, and this is whether it is a prospect, whether it's somebody you're talking to about oils, whether it's somebody you're talking to about hosting, maybe you're in a conversation about the business, maybe you're in a conversation with a business builder, one of your new people, and they've expressed interest in business. And I've seen time and time again where we will make up these stories about why someone didn't respond to our text, or why they didn't call us back, or why haven't they scheduled it. And I have to tell you, we waste a lot of our personal energy creating those stories. It's easy to happen. This is why I said, particularly in the beginning, because you have a handful or 2 handfuls or even 4 handfuls, 20 people that maybe you're conversing with. So you have a lot more time to be able to hyper focus on a couple of people. As you get busier in your career, as your business grows, not only will your skill set on not taking things personally grow, but also your calendar, your schedule will get so much busier that you won't have time to sit and make up these elaborate stories about why somebody's not getting back to you, or why somebody didn't get their kit when they said they were going to. 9 times out of 10, you're going to find out when you actually do make a connection with individuals, it's that something else was going on in their life. Oh my goodness. They, even sometimes something physical, like an ailment or something. Maybe they've had the flu for 5 days, or maybe, maybe they had to go out of town with a parent, that wasn't doing well. Like, so many things like that you find out. And the way that you find them out is by actually asking questions. But people generally are doing or reacting or responding from what's going on in their life at that time, not necessarily you. We have our society is very focused. We're very focused on ourselves and on what's going on in our world. There's nothing that you need to take personally here. And when you actually become more immune to the reactions of others, you'll find that there's a lot of liberation in that. And I think, on this live, we can actually start discussing some of these principles and talking about them and diving deep. And if anything resonates with you, or you feel as though, hey, yeah, I know what you're talking about there. Oh, I did this, or help, this is going on, right? You'll hear from others that once they have released that thing about taking it personally. And, I see individuals, honestly, I've been in this industry for some time, and I've really been blessed to be, side by side with some incredible builders, some people who are just fast and furious, right? And the one thing that I noticed in those that just were so deeply connected to their vision of what they wanted to create in their world, their why, their heart, their reason for doing all of this. And when they got connected on such a cellular level, there was no time to take things personally. There was no time to worry about, what do people think of me? Oh, I'm in network marketing. Oh, or any of that stuff. I just didn't see that anywhere in them. They were, forging forward. They were going for their dream. They were in it for their family. They had big whys, and there wasn't anything that anyone could have said. There wasn't any no. It's like, no, oh, thank you. Thank you so much for telling me no. I can go get busy elsewhere. Like, they didn't sit and make up a story and take it personally. They didn't allow it to keep them stuck. They still blessed the individual. Thank you so much. Thank you for telling me straight up no. You know why? I got a lot to do here. I got to get busy, and not waste time if that's not where they're at. Circle back. I always, at the end of any interaction with somebody, if they tell me no, I'm like, oh, okay, great. Would it be okay if I check back in with you in 3 or 6 months? and why take it personally? Just say, hey, look, I'm building a business, fantastic, because you know what, I got something else to do. It's like, imagine this, you're a waitress and you're in a restaurant and you go up to the table and you say, oh, would you like anything else? And they're like, they finish dinner and it's like, would you like coffee or dessert? No, thank you. We got to go. We're going to a show. Okay, great. Like, you're off on another path. Am I going to take it personally that you don't want coffee and dessert? No. I'm going to say thank you so much, because now I'm not going to come back in another 10 minutes. I'm going to go wait on another table. I'm going to go, service somebody else. I'm going to go, make sales over here of, whatever is on the menu and, get tips over here. Like, I'm going to keep going. There's no reason to make up any personal story about it. So keep that example in mind as you're going. Just think of it as somebody saying no to coffee at the end of a meal. Okay, great. You're done. I'm going to go over here. And then there's always the table that's like, oh yeah, I'm not really sure. Okay, well, you hang out. I'm going to go over here and take their order. I'm going to circle back. I'll come back and check. Are you ready for the check? No, we'd like to finish sipping our wine. Okay, great. You sip your wine. And you're not saying all of this to the person, obviously, right? But in our business, we're not saying it to the person either. But, I'm just talking about the focus. I'm going to go over here and help people who really do want something right now. I'm going to make sure they're well cared for. And I'm going to come back to you in a little bit. So that little bit that I'm going to come back and check in with you could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. I want to tell you, there are people in your world, in your sphere, in your circle of influence right now that have not joined you in your business, that right now are not using Young Living products from you, that right now are not jumping on your amazing team that you're building because they're watching you. They are watching you and they want to see your conviction. They want to see your stick-to-itiveness. They want to see that a year from now or 2 years from now, you are still committed to the lifestyle and building your business. They need to see this from you before they're in their comfort zone to say, hey, you know what? This isn't just another fly-by-night thing. Oh, she really or he really is serious about this. Oh, this isn't going away. This really is what my friend is up to. Maybe I need to take it more seriously. Okay? So don't take things personally. Just keep on moving, keep on building. The busier you get, the less time you're going to have for that. But what we do hope that throughout boot camp is that you do get some daily time management or follow-up systems into place so that you know to circle back to those people who might be watching or, aren't done with their glass of wine yet. Okay? So the third agreement, and really helps so much with mindset, is don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. You have to be in that place that you can ask a question to gain clarity. You've got to muster the courage. You've got to ask the secondary question. I often recommend asking open-ended questions so that the person that you're communicating with has opportunity to say something more than yes or no. An open-ended question is really any question that doesn't have a yes or no answer. It's not like pick A or B. It's like, take some time, get people talking. The best thing you can do is become a really good communicator. And you will see, if that's another skill set, if you focus on listening well, listening to what is being said and what is not being said, and also listening with your power of observation. We do a lot online nowadays, and that is so amazing, but it can also be a little bit of a hindrance because you can't really get other signals and cues that you can in person, from body language or facial expression or anything like that. So I do prefer to do like a live or a Skype or a Zoom, or now you can talk on Facebook, like some kind of FaceTime, anything like that. Get past the thing about worrying what you look like. You know what I mean? Because the truth of the matter is, the more real you make this, hey, I'm just jumping out of the shower. Well, hopefully you have your clothes on, please. But you know what I'm saying? Like, my hair's up, or my makeup's not on yet, or, whatever. You just came from the gym, or you're in the car. I often do the calls in the car. Wherever you could be, right? You're cooking in the kitchen, maybe you set it up. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be communication. And people need to see that they really can build their business in collective short spurts throughout the day, because that really is what a lot of us do. I mean, a lot of us leaders are having a quick 5 or 10 minute call here, or we're following up with somebody there, or you're in the car and you're waiting to pick up the kids, you're doing a couple of follow-ups quick there. But don't make any assumptions in your communication. Really ask the difficult questions, because they'll bring clarity, and the clarity is what allows you to know how to serve the individual best. Whether it's that they need more information about something. Sometimes when people say, I don't really know, whether I'm presenting the product or the business, and I present both all together in one package. I don't know how people separate it out, because what Young Living has to offer is a complete package. And who am I to say, oh, you only need the products? You may need the business. So when I communicate with people, I'm talking about all of it. I'm talking about lifestyle, and I'm not talking about taking supplements. I'm talking about financial health and wellness. I'm talking about stress levels. I'm talking about having the freedom to be able to wake up when you're done sleeping. I'm talking about the lifestyle, because what Young Living has brought to me is a lifestyle change, and that's really what it has to offer. So to only show them one little piece of it, you know what it is? It's kind of like if you only show them the oil, if you're talking to somebody, right? So imagine all that Young Living has to offer, right? And this is where we don't want to make assumptions, because Young Living offers a business, it offers a lifestyle, it offers community, it offers support, it offers travel, it offers unique life experiences, financial freedom, the ability, and what does that mean? I mean, it offers you to be able to stay home with your sick children. It offers to be able to attend to family situations that really require your full attention, not half-hearted, or, it offers just so much. So in the same way that if we were talking about products and we only offered oils, and we never told them about Ningxia, or we never told them about the supplements, or, oh my gosh, you never told them about Thieves Household Cleaner. I can't even imagine that in my world. Or you never told them about the personal care. Oh, what? You never told them about Saving Minerals, right? You never told them about all of the ways they could get the toxins and chemicals out. You only told them about oils. Well, oh my gosh, you painted such a tiny little limited picture of what we have to offer. Well, imagine, take a step back, and now look at all that Young Living has to offer, and you've only told them about the products. OMG. What about the farms? What about the opportunity to go to convention? What about the opportunity to be with all of these amazing speakers and just brothers and sisters in your YL family? What about the community? What about the support? When everybody else is telling you in your life that you can't do anything, and then you have essentially powerful behind you, and they're just offering you unlimited support and tools just vested in your success. It's how could you just tell them about one little piece, right? So Think about that, really digest that, and don't make assumptions, because the biggest assumption, and I hear it all the time, particularly when people are starting out and building their business. Oh, everybody, maybe, oh, they can't afford it. Oh, they don't have extra money. Let me tell you something. Everybody spends, I don't care who they are, they're spending an average of $150 a month. Whether it's at CVS, the supermarket, Walgreens, Amazon Prime, wherever they shop, $150 a month on personal care, supplements, household cleaners. That money is going out. And that's, even on a minimal budget, there is $37.50 a week going out of every household on these items. And that's low. So to have that transfer buying, to have them shopping here instead of there, it's happening. So when we talk about don't make assumptions that because somebody says, oh, they can't afford it, that they can't afford it. Like, really explore that with them. And know that sometimes you think people... A big misconception that happens, and we'll address this in additional training, is that because somebody can't afford it, they have a mindset of scarcity that they can't do the business. Well, hello. When I have somebody tell me they can't afford it, or that they're whatever's going on in their financial picture, I'm like, how am I of service to keep telling them about products that are out of their budget? I need to shift this conversation entirely. I need to tell them about how they can make more money. Because if you can't, if you're struggling like that, do you know how much stress that creates in a life? Do you know how that's like tentacles into every area of every decision that they make? That is no way. That is such a stressful way to go through life. I'm not being of service to anybody to show them more things that they want that they can't get. I need to show them a path of how they can not only get what they want, like from a health product perspective, but from being able to afford their rent or their mortgage or their lights or like whatever it is. I'm not going to be of service talking to this person about products. So I have to be bold enough, and I have to have the courage to be able to ask that question of, what's really going on. I can't make assumptions that, oh, they say, they're not interested in the product. No, they might be in a real financial dire straits that, what? They need to focus on getting themselves another stream of income into their household. So we always want to create communication that's as clear as possible. Again, going back to being impeccable with your word, really asking the questions that need to be asked. Don't make assumptions. And, as simple as don't make assumptions that this person's no is a no forever. Ask, would it be okay? This is one of those courage questions. Would it be okay if I followed up with you in 3 or 6 months? Then what I do, because it's the only way I can remember anything, I actually write it down in my calendar system. So if you're working on the phone and that's how you do it, use that. If you have some other kind of scheduler system, we talk about this when we talk about DMO, daily mode of operation. And when you wake up in the morning and you look at your business, it's your business. You need to know, okay, this is what I'm doing today in my business. These are my follow-ups, right? So I'll actually have that calendared. I write that down. I don't leave it to chance anymore, because the truth of the matter is today you might be, really good at it and remembering it, and your business might be at a level that, okay, you can still remember it all, but our intention and hopes for you is that you're going to build, and we're going to continue to support you and give you guidance, and we're going to get you busier and busier, in building your business, so that you might have a lot more heads to kind of keep track of. So we recommend, particularly in the beginning, just get in the habit of writing all those follow-up things down, whether it's a phone call or a text or email or whatever, however you reach out. But write those little things down or schedule them in your phone, whatever you do, so that it doesn't fall through the cracks. Because that goes exactly back to our be impeccable with a word. When you offer to somebody, would it be okay if you ask, if I followed up with you in 3 or 6 months, you need to follow up with them in 3 or 6 months. They're expecting you to. They might have forgot, but the minute the phone rings, they'll be like, oh yeah, she's following up. And you know what that says? Wow, this person is good. This person is in business. This person is serious. You're sending so many messages when you follow up, as you say. So the last agreement, the fourth agreement, is always do your best. Always do your best, and the truth of the matter is that some days your best is just going to look better than others. That's just the truth. And you have to be gentle, and you have to be kind with yourself. You have to, on a day when you're sick and you're pushing against the tide, it's not going to be as good as when you're vibrant and healthy, and, you didn't just have to rush the kids out of the house and have a fiasco or whatever. There are going to be times when your best doesn't look as good as others, so be aware of that. Be aware of, we want you to have this self-awareness when we talk about personal growth and development. We want you to have self-awareness of different cycles and rhythms to your business, to your days. You're an entrepreneur now, so you have to really get to know yourself really well, because you are your business. You have to know when you're on. You want to do your highest touch point things when you're on. You want to do your lower energy things like your social media and stuff, as long as it's not lives, not at an hour when you're exhausted. And this flip-flops for all of us. Some of us are really great in the mornings. Some of us are kick-ass 10 o'clock at night. Like you have to know yourself. You have to know your rhythms of energy and excitement, and when you have the least distractions, you have to schedule it in. And then you have to show up to always do your best. It's going to look different, but from day to day or time to time, or what else is going on in your world. But what I can share with you is that if you always do your best, at the end of the day, when you do put your head down on the pillow, you will always feel really proud about your business. I can tell you the times when I'm like, not feeling all rocking and great and stuff. It's just because, I'm not doing, all that I can be doing to support, my customers, my builders, the team, my leaders, myself. We have to take extreme self-care. We are our business. Don't forget that ever. As an entrepreneur, you are your business. People are buying you. You may think, you're marketing a product, you're marketing Young Living, you're marketing essential oils, you may think you're marketing a business, but at the end of the day, people are going to respond to you and your energy. And that's why, in a quick review, being impeccable with your word, not taking things personally. I mean, come on, we all know people who take everything personally. Really? What is that? That is draining. That is exhausting. That is not somebody that you walk away from feeling energized. You feel depleted, So don't be that person. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions. Always ask that question. If anything is unclear, if there is any gray area in your business, ask the question. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of a decade, at the end of your life, you will always feel good if you know that you always showed up to do the best that you could, and we're gentle in that, in knowing that some days your best is just going to look better than others. But always, always, always strive to do your best that you're capable of that moment. And I will tell you that these practices I have seen even in the short handful of years that we've really been providing a lot of support and guidance to Essentially Powerful. There are countless members that have turned their lives around using these principles, that have used these as the guideposts to building their business and have had tremendous success, not just professionally, but also personally, because this is a path to giving you some freedom and liberation from a mindset that might not otherwise be serving you. So I will post these 4 agreements in the comments section of this, and we can continue the dialogue, and you're free to ask, or at any point throughout the boot camp experience, and in your building experience, because remember, most of all business builders go through boot camp at least once, at least one, if not 3, 4, 5 times. So we've had this dialogue again and again. We revisit it all of the time because you show up different as you grow and you implement these. You have opportunity to challenge yourself even a little bit more to the next layer, as you peel away a layer of yourself and old stuff and old mindset. There's always something else that you can uncover, but we all uncover more about ourselves each and every day. So I want to thank you again for being in boot camp. You guys totally rock. We're so excited for you. Stay engaged. Stay engaged. You did it. You got yourself in here. You got yourself so proud, got yourself, building your business. You have in your hands, you have it. You have what can take you to whatever that dream is for you, and it's up to you. Just don't drop that ball. It's in your hands. Just keep, massaging it. Just keep giving it attention. Just keep, trying what we're saying. Everyone will find their unique way, but you have the building blocks here to build a really strong foundation for your business. And if you put them into place, and we're showing you step by step how to build that foundation, you are going to soar, and there's nothing that would stop you. And honestly, the only thing that stops people is their mindset. And that's why these calls that we're sharing with you are so critical to dial into and listen to again and again and again, so that you challenge yourself, to always do your best, to always grow into the next best expression of yourself. So thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you everybody that was here live this afternoon, and thank you everybody that's listening to the recording. Have an amazing day.